Hello, everyone, and welcome to One Civil Law, where we learn through the misfortunes of others. As always, I hope you enjoy this content, and today is the day I earned that subscription. For today's thing, we are going to be playing a game that just came out on Steam. Well, it came out a year ago on Steam, and I saw Many a True Nerd was playing it, or I saw it from a year ago, and I thought, we could play it too, because we were doing ethics philosophy recently, and I thought it might be fun to do some ethics philosophy. So we're going to try to answer these questions in an ethical framework and a legal framework. So we're going to go from a legal framework, and also, to the extent we need an ethical framework, we're going to look at process rather than result. So we're going to look at the steps we take rather than the outcome that emerges. So we are not utilitarian over here. We are much more in the sense of process. So we're going to do this and have some fun. So let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, I'm in. Let's go. Okay.
The following game contains adult themes. It does not contain explicit language, sexual content, horror, or show violence. Choices matter, so please take your time. Player advised. Please sign your name below, showing you understand and agree to endorse every decision you make. That's rude. Actions
yes.
speak louder than words.
Fair enough.
Welcome to Trolley Problem, Inc., founded to help people travel safely across the nation. All our employees must show 3 core values: responsibility, integrity, and respect. With that in mind, let's start your training. There's a runaway trolley barreling down the railway tracks. On the tracks are 5 people unable to move. You're next to a lever. If you pull this lever, the trolley will switch to a different set of tracks. However, you notice there is a person on the other track. What do you do?
We will take no action. If we perform an action,
Oh.
we're responsible for that action. But
So you're just gonna do
of
nothing?
course, no affirmative duty, right? So our failure to take action cannot be used against us.
I guess you're right. The more
So we will
people
take
you
no
die, the
action.
better.
And whatever happens, happens. We didn't create the problem. We're not responsible for fixing the problem.
Usually we don't expect candidates to let 5 people die on their first day. But we'll give you the benefit of the doubt on this one. Just think a little more about getting involved next time.
No, see, if I get involved, I take on action. If I don't do anything, I don't have any action. So I'm going to not do things because that makes me legally in the clear.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This test will focus on the first principle, responsibility. Here's Polly. She's 5 years old. While she loves to play in the sand with her dolls, she dreams of looking after the world. Polly's destiny is to grow up to be a great doctor. More of us should take a leaf out of her book.
Good for Polly.
A trolley is heading towards another 5 people. You're next to a lever. If you pull this lever, the trolley will derail and descend down a hill heading for the park's sandpit. You notice that Polly is in the sandpit, sculpting her dream hospital. What do you do?
Again, we're going to take no action, right? Failure to act is not our problem. We didn't create the problem.
Are you not saving them just because they aren't as cute as Polly?
I'm not taking any action. Because my failure to action
any of the
does
5
not
are
put
children.
any legal responsibility.
Maybe all of them.
Yeah, maybe. But, not my problem.
That is an odd take on being responsible. The dictionary definition: to be the primary cause of something and so able to be blamed or credited for it. Are you to blame for those 5
No, because
deaths?
I'm not the primary cause, in any sense. The trolley is the primary cause. I didn't cause the trolley to be something, so I am not responsible. My actions are, my first of all, it's failure to act. Second of all, my failure to act is secondary. So, no, I am not responsible. Excellent.
The end justifies the means. The key to this test is integrity. This is Tyrone. He is a 30-year-old secretary at a law firm who enjoys binge-watching crime shows. Tyrone is a very large man. You don't really know anything else about him, apart from the fact that he has a severe phobia of trains.
Key.
Now we're upping the ante. You are on a bridge with Tyrone, watching a trolley speeding towards 5 people again. You can only stop it by deliberately pushing Tyrone off the bridge, blocking its path. Do you push Tyrone off the bridge? Or let the train hit 5 people?
Again, same answer, right? I didn't create the problem. I'm not responsible for fixing the problem, and even if I were, sacrificing the individual to solve the problem
Well, Tyrone
is not legal.
He's planning to binge watch a lot this
or
week.
ethical. You know, that person has as much right to live as anyone else, so again, I will take no action. See how the law clarifies everything? Makes everything better?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I've just seen an ambulance arrive. I believe Tyrone has just had a heart attack due to the stress of it all.
Even if I knew that would happen as a certainty in advance, it still wouldn't be legal, because I would have snuffed out his life, right? So even though I knew for a fact that he would have a heart attack due to watching the thing, I still don't have a right to kill him in advance, because those seconds of life are his, not mine. So it doesn't change the analysis.
A cat has 9 lives. Now for the final core value, respect. It seems we've run out of resources to continue your testing. I'm going to need you to go and grab some mannequins. You will need to take the next trolley, so don't get distracted by that dog. The trolley leaves in 1 minute.
Okay.
There is a dying dog down on the tracks. No trolleys will use that line today, so the dog will not be hit. You're in a rush. Do you kill the dog, putting it out of its misery, or leave it to die, cold and alone?
No particular legal implications here. If we assume that we know the dog will die, but I'll still say that we will just leave it to die in failed act. I didn't create the problem with the dying dog lying down the tracks, so I'm certainly not responsible for fixing it. So, and also the dog might bite me, and it might have rabies, and you know, yeah. So I'll just not take action.
When you respect something, you're meant to care about its feelings and wishes. Instead, you just left it there to die.
Well, strictly speaking, I don't know about the dog's feelings and wishes on the matter. We didn't establish that, but okay.
If you play with fire, you'll get burned. Oh, great. I've just heard those kids are back. They keep sneaking down onto the tracks. With all the training from this week, you should be able to decide a straightforward outcome for these reprobates. Just remember, respect, responsibility, and integrity. 5 trespassers have snuck down onto the trolley line even though signs warn them of the dangers. The trolley is currently heading for a co-worker. Do you let your co-worker die?
Okay, so is it a co-worker of the trolley line? Am I working for the trolley line now? So let's see. Well, yeah, I'm going to be responsible as the company no matter what I do at this point.
Change the past, right?
But yeah, I'll take.
I guess you value criminals.
I will not take the action.
Then. Noted.
Yeah. I'm going to be held civilly and possibly criminally liable no matter what I do in this scenario. Because I have potentially engaged in negligence that's led to this problem if I'm working for the trolley company.
I'll run
so at
these
this
up
point,
the flagpole
all I can
and
do
see
is
what the
mitigate my
suits
damage.
Upstairs think.
So, you know, if I pull the lever and kill 5 people, that shows much more an act of will. So I move from So I move from a negligent or possibly reckless mental state into at least a knowing mental state. So I up my mens rea by acting, and I also kill 5 people in doing so, as opposed to a merely negligent or reckless action that leads to the death of 1. So both in that it ups my mens rea, and both in it ups my the death count. The most logical action is to do nothing, which I'm probably being held liable for, but you know. If he's a co-worker, then there's an assumption of risk factor as well for him. So that might also significantly mitigate legal liability, because we could argue that, you know, being hit by it is one of the risks that he accepts, particularly depending on the employment contract. So yeah, that works.
Dear Sir or Madam, we have been following your exemplar practice
Yeah, my
this week
coworker
at
should
Trolly
also know
Problem,
not to be on the
Inc.,
tracks,
and
and
would
should
like
be
to thank you for your hard work,
there should
especially
be
when
ways
some
to mitigate
challenging
that my
decisions
coworker
had
should
to
be
be
taking.
made. We would like to invite you to take employment at the Trolley Health Corporation, THC. This is a prestigious position and was created to help keep the public safe through all walks of life.
Okay.
The best laid plans go astray. It looks like you've impressed someone upstairs with last week's answers. You've been transferred to the Trolley Health Corporation, THC. THC is stoic, focusing more on justice, temperance, courage, and wisdom. We'll start with justice.
Okay, I like justice.
Today, you'll be in A&E. A young male has come in from a car accident and urgently needs a heart transplant. There's only one in the hospital, and this heart is scheduled to be given to an elderly man waiting upstairs. He will surely die without it. Who should
Well,
get
if the elderly
heart?
man is already scheduled to receive it, then the absence of information to the
In a year or
contrary,
2, we can probably get the heart back off this old boy.
I'm going to give it to the old man, right? So, like, in the absence of a
Wow,
policy...
this guy is really old. It'll be an awful waste of a heart if he doesn't even survive the
Yeah, but we already
operation.
approved that. We already approved the transplant. So apparently we already factored in that consideration. So we'll give it to the old person.
You made an excellent choice. Well done. The young guy has so much to look forward to. Oh, wait. Did you save the old man? Oh.
Yeah, well, apparently our hospital has made a decision that this old man is capable of receiving this heart. So we already have factored in implicitly the cost of this heart being assigned to this man versus other candidates that are available, because there's not exactly like an abundance of hearts, right? So if this man is scheduled to get it, then presumably other people are not getting it. And so in the absence of any sort of contra consideration, we give it to that patient because it's already been assigned to them, right? So we already implicitly made the decision in the first place by assigning the heart to them. So, you know, we would just give it to that person because we've already made the decision sort of in advance, and why change the decision just because the issue is more immediate, right? So we'll stick with our prior decision.
You can't win them all. You're late. The hospital is rammed. Every staff member has their hands full, so you're going to have to go out on the ward and help the sick, gross, decaying people. Remember, temperance. Restrain yourself and think it through.
I'm doing my best.
A patient has begged to be euthanized. Euthanasia is currently illegal. You will have to be the one who gives the lethal dose. You will need to look into their eyes and end their life. What do you do?
Well, I'm not going to break the law, because if I knowingly give a lethal dose of medication, then that's murder. So I'm not going to knowingly, purposefully,
The family will be
intentionally
thankful.
inject someone with a
They can
fatal
still feel
medication.
good about sending flowers.
Even if they request it, that doesn't change. That's murder. So, no, that's okay.
Patient's
I'm
going to be in
good.
a lot of pain, just so you can feel in control.
Oh, I'm happy to mitigate their pain. We can do that. We can do pain management. I have no problem with that.
alive and in pain is what the majority of gods would have wanted.
Well, I didn't say
Playing the
anything
long
about keeping them
game.
in
I
pain.
see you.
That was not part of the bargain. We can mitigate their pain. That's fine, but I'm not going to break the law.
Be slow in choosing, but slower in changing. The last few days have been tough. It was only a week ago you were on the trolleys. Today should be easier. You have a choice to make which some people would see as a good problem to have. It's just going to take courage.
Okay.
You have 5 patients. Each needs a different organ, but no organs are available. A healthy young traveller comes in for a routine checkup. Their organs are compatible with all 5
I mean, we don't really need to go into a lot of complex moral analysis on this one, right? We have no right to harvest the organs out of a healthy person.
That's one life
because
for
5 other people are dying.
They're probably on their way to chug ayahuasca and get a culturally appropriated tribal tattoo.
First of all, I don't believe in cultural appropriation as a context. Second of all, if they're chugging ayahuasca, then, so be it.
Is his life worth it?
Yes, it is. That's the nature of the thing. All lives are worth it. All lives are equal. We don't play God.
You let 5 people die today. You probably should have looked into their backgrounds. Looks like one was researching into improving vaccines. Hopefully that won't be an issue down the road.
Well, you never know what the future is going to hold. You can only deal with the information in your head. And even if he was researching into improving vaccine, there's no sense that he would necessarily succeed. There's no sense that someone else won't succeed in his stead, and so forth and so on. So.
You can't make an omelette without breaking eggs.
That's true.
You have been promoted yet again. You now run the hospital. You've been asked to roll out a new vaccine in Central City. This vaccine will stop a large number of children from becoming severely ill, but you'll need to deal with their parents. We need your words of wisdom.
Okay.
Do you start a mandatory vaccination program among children to stop this endemic? Slight problem. Clinical trial data suggests the vaccine will make 1 in 5 children severely ill, much worse than the virus itself.
That's a pretty horrible complication rate, 20%. I think we'll be taking a pass on that. A mandatory vaccine program.
How did you answer the trolley one again?
First, do no harm, right? We're not going to approve a vaccine that has a 20% severe complication rate, especially in a mandatory policy. I'm not sure we do it as a non-mandatory policy. That's pretty high complication rate.
You've definitely made a name for yourself. Next, you'll be telling me you believe in healing crystals, coloured auras, and ghosts.
No, I believe in law. Law's good.
Beggars can't be choosers. Your hospital is getting noticed. You're now going to have to make some big decisions. They will affect a lot of people. While choosing, always keep in mind justice, temperance, courage, and wisdom. The people need you to be stoic.
No problem. I'm all about stoicism. Let's go.
Will you try to develop breakthrough medicines for the endemic? While testing, placebos will be given to thousands of ill patients. Without proper treatment, some will die today in the hope you could make a breakthrough tomorrow. Do you start the research?
No.
Or continue treating patients as usual?
What kind of a stupid question is that? No, I'm not going to forego currently medically acceptable treatments in the hopes of maybe developing a possible thing. Who am I? Like, Goebbels or something? Jesus.
Bile, phlegm, blood.
Yeah, let me just willy-nilly, take people off currently acceptable treatments on the hope that maybe I can develop a better cure. That sounds like an ethical thing to do.
Let's just let someone else develop the new medicines. I mean, I'm sure someone will want to at some point.
There's better ways to go about this.
Dear insert_name. Congratulations. This letter is to certify that I have examined your work and believe you to be a perfect fit to fill the open position here in our Artificial Intelligence Division. In this role, you will help to develop the next generation of driverless cars.
No problem. What you got for me?
Familiarity breeds contempt. Well, la-di-da, another promotion. You're now in charge of a private self-driving automotive division, SAD. First things first, your artificial intelligence needs some direction. A self-driving car is travelling along a single-lane mountain road and is fast approaching a narrow tunnel. The car has 2 passengers. A child runs across the road.
No, the AI
that
shouldn't
trips,
kill a car.
blocking the tunnel entrance.
For no reason
Should
more
the
than the
AI
most
car
practical
hit
reason,
and
no one's
kill
going to
the
buy a
child,
car that will kill
or
them.
swerve off the cliff,
Because
killing
who
both
would do
passengers.
that? Right? Everyone wants to be safe when they drive a car. I mean, I'm sorry about the
child
girl
has as
just
much
suddenly
right to
darting
live
in
as
front of the
anyone
road and
else.
all. But, you know, no. I'm under no obligation to
You put this
sacrifice
car on the
myself
road.
to
Do
save
you
the
not feel
child,
responsible
even
for
if
their
I'm behind the
death?
wheel. You know? So I'm not going to kill myself to save the child. No. I'm going to preserve my own life.
There is a bigger issue here.
Amazing.
How does the computer know that something in the road is human? Do we have good enough data sets? Currently, a lot of AI only recognizes white men.
That has nothing to do with anything. The hypothetical is that I know it's a child. So that AI only recognized white men has nothing to do with anything, because you were asking me in a universe in which this is not a problem. So why are you bringing this up? It has nothing to do with anything. The premise was the AI recognizes it as a child. So some AI only recognize white men. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
Necessity is the mother of invention. Ooh, someone's in trouble. The investors didn't like your last answer. They're also pissed because you brought up the dataset thing. This AI stuff is hard.
The investors
I'm
want us to
rooting for
make
you this
cars
time.
that people will buy when they know the cars will kill them. That doesn't sound like a very good business strategy. Let's sell a product to people that people will buy when they know it will kill them. That sounds like a product people are going to buy. Sure. The investors are mad at me? I don't think so.
You need to choose how you want to carry on developing the car's AI. Do you want to focus on a model that would always save as many lives as possible?
Oh,
in
you
an
save the
accident,
passengers.
or a system that would save our passengers at any cost?
Oh, you develop a car that saves the passengers. Of course you do. Otherwise it would be a defective product. You want to sell a product
Quality
that
over
knowingly makes a choice to
quantity.
kill the people that buy it? That sounds like a pretty big product defect. So yeah, we're gonna preserve the people in the car first.
If people want to live, they should just buy our cars.
That is a really stupid way of phrasing the dilemma. And yeah, more the point. Yeah, if people want to live, they
Saving
should
the
buy our cars.
passengers does help with our
because we're
technical
gonna
problems.
sell cars that people want to
Current
buy,
data sets
because people want to
discriminate
buy
against
cars that will
women
save
and
them.
minorities. This
You know?
solution means the AI doesn't need to determine if black women are people. Good work, I guess.
Current data sets discriminate against women and minorities. This solution means the AI doesn't need to determine if black women are people. What the hell are you talking about? We didn't ask any questions about their race or ages or sexes of any of these people. We just said people in car, people outside car, which one should get priority. What are you talking about? We don't assess this. We know they're people. Also, incidentally, it was in the hypothetical. So, what are you talking about? I don't get it.
Honesty is the best policy. The technology these cars have in them is amazing. We know where everyone is at all times. Passengers just have to use an app to call them, and the closest one will be there in minutes. You can even make small talk with the AI while traveling. It's always listening.
Okay, fine.
A man is on trial. police believe he committed murder. Allegedly, the AI's mic recorded a private conversation where the man confesses. Users don't know it's always recording. The defendant has denied access to their files. Do you bypass security and invade their privacy?
Fuck no.
You're happy to just let a potential murderer walk the streets?
Well, they had a reasonable expectation of privacy,
Bravo.
which is the cornerstone of the
Now
Fourth
they'll be able
Amendment.
to kill again. I'll
So
let you explain that to the
their
victims' families.
conversation is legally protected. So because they had a reasonable because they don't know it's being recorded, they have a reasonable expectation of privacy. So under a Fourth Amendment
I have a
analysis,
feeling the investors upstairs will be happy
they
with this.
the information would not be able to be used
The more the world
against
values privacy, the more they can justify hiding their taxes.
them. That's really dumb. The more the world values privacy, the more they can justify hiding their taxes. That's really dumb. What are you talking about? So we should spy on people because they might cheat on their taxes? Also, what does that have to do with convicting a murderer? What are you talking about? Your hypotheticals are dumb. You're dumb. I don't like it.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So the company has moved into delivery services now. They move pretty quick round here. Sounds like they've got some pretty important cargo. Good luck with the new workload.
So far, I'm doing pretty fine over here. You know, just some straight legal analysis and no muss, no fuss, right? You know, no duty. Just standard legal analysis and just answer the questions legally. I'm like, okay. Well, you know, so I guess the lawyers have an easier time with it than the moral philosophers, which I guess, as anything proves, that law and morality are different. Because I'm a lawyer, I'm like, oh, this is pretty easy. You haven't really given me a hard problem yet. You know. So.
One of your cars has no passengers, but is carrying an irreplaceable prototype with the potential to end global warming. Fast approaching a narrow tunnel, once again a child runs across the road but trips. Should your AI kill the child or swerve off the cliff, losing the prototype?
No, in this case, we preserve life. If we are in a hypothetical where the
Polar bears aren't that
irreplaceable
important to me either.
AI prototype is in a car just traveling down the road, there are so
Is
many
global
things that have gone
warming
wrong at this
even
point.
real?
You know, there are so many things that have gone wrong that, like, you know, this hypothetical is someone has made a series of mistakes. There's
Global warming will lead to more than 250,000 deaths each year and force 100 million people from their homes. Do you know any therapists who specialize in survivors'
as
guilt?
opposed to the therapist who specializes in me knowingly killing the child to save the AI prototype, which was somehow put in the car, which is driving in such a way that this hypothetical is even possible in the first place, as opposed to being like in a super protected convoy and, like, you know, that was with you know, police escorts or otherwise in some sort of really secured situation. This scenario means that someone in our company has done massive negligence at this point. So as your lawyer, my advice at this point is suck it and maybe, you know, cheap out on the measures next time so you don't run into this problem. So I'm good.
What goes around comes around. Well, this is embarrassing. We need some backup over at Trolley Problem, Inc. Tommy, Tyrone's rotund twin, is a very large villain. I think that dead dog may have belonged to him. Maybe that's why he's here? Why didn't you save the dog again?
I didn't have the option to save the dog. That was not an option that was available to me. My options were kill the dog or allow it to suffer a natural death. Save the dog was never an option. So why are you faulting me for options you didn't give me? You can't fault. You're the one asking the questions. I'm just giving answers. Okay.
Oh no. Tommy has lured 5 people onto the track. They'll never be able to get out of the way in time. He is standing up on the bridge watching. If you push him in front of the trolley, it will stop. Or you can stay out of this and let the police handle it. Ideally, he needs medical help.
Well, he is the one that is doing
Look at
it.
him, so gleeful.
So I again am not legally
you would be
responsible.
powerless to stop him.
And me pushing him,
Tommy
well,
must be
is it
really
like self-defense?
getting off on this.
I'll do it. I'll push him over. We'll try defense of others as a legal theory, right? I'm pushing him over because he is the threat in defense of others. We'll go with
Hopefully
we'll go
the
with
media
defense of
won't
others.
find out about this. People may blame you for his death.
Not legally necessary, but we'll try justification. Yeah, we'll try justification. He is the one who's created the hazard. I am pushing him to terminate his life because he is a continuing threat to other people. So we'll try justification of others as a legal theory. And yeah, that works. All right, fine.
Every man has his price. Oh, good, you're back. Everyone's getting into subscription services these days, so let's try that. Instead of selling something to someone once, let's make them keep paying for it. Let's keep that money rolling in.
Okay.
The investors have come up with an idea, but we need to run it by you. Should we develop a subscription plan so that our customers, who pay monthly, are valued more by the car during its accident prevention calculations?
No, that sounds like a legal nightmare. No, I really don't think we should do that. That sounds like a really bad product liability problem. We're going to develop extra special safety for the people who pay more for it on a subscription basis.
Who are you to decide
That
how
sounds like a
people
product
spend
liability
their
nightmare.
money?
I would not recommend incorporating that into your product. No, that's okay. We're not going to do it on a subscription basis. That just sounds really bad. You know, if their card for some reason doesn't go through to no fault of their own.
I don't want to question your decision.
Their card doesn't go through for some reason, no fault of their own, and they lose their subscription service and they die or something.
I wasn't
We're
aware
asking
you were such a
for a
spineless
hell of a
commie.
lawsuit.
Next, you'll say you're going to pay the company taxes.
We will pay the company taxes. We will pay the company taxes. We're going to try to do everything possible within the bounds of the law to avoid as much tax as possible. But yes, as your lawyer, we are going to pay the company taxes. Hopefully with a little bit of legal management, we can reduce those taxes down, but we will pay them. Because, you know, law. So, fine.
It's better to be safe than sorry. Sounds like we have some leaky workers. The subscription prototype has gotten out to the media, so we're going to have to go full damage control mode here.
I didn't approve it in the first place. Because as your legal counsel, I thought that was an exceptionally bad idea. You know, that seemed like an exceptionally bad idea. Oh, the subscription. Yeah, if someone's subscription doesn't work or if they don't renew or whatever, and we have that sounds like a product liability nightmare. Council does not approve of this plan, so I'm not sure why it's gone out because we thought that was really dumb.
The subscription prototype leaked. You need to fire a department to save face. Do you fire the 5 graduates, who can probably get new jobs, or fire Francis, a lovely old soul who won't be able to find a job? There's no way of knowing who is actually responsible. Hiring another 5 to replace them is going to be hard work.
I'm firing an entire department, and my options are losing 5 people or losing 1 person.
How are we going to function in the short term?
I guess I'll fire the one guy. I guess.
I wouldn't look at the obituaries today. Turned out this job was everything to Francis. And I mean everything.
I didn't kill Francis. I'm really sorry that he died and all, but that is not on my head. So no. Francis is an old soul, so he's worked at the company for a while, so he's probably higher up in the management hierarchy. So we fire the guy who's in charge of things. That sounds like a good idea, right? Let's fire the guy who's actually like the head of the agency or something, because, they fucked this up so bad. They didn't take my advice. Francis gets canned. The 5 recent graduates were in no position to demand anything. They're in no position to force the company to do something. Francis over here is probably the one who didn't take legal's advice in the first place. Fire Francis. Francis got to go.
Watch the donut, not the hole. Great. So, the prototype subscription-based AI car has a fatal error.
No shit.
It has been coded to avoid hitting subscribers at all costs, but is now accidentally hunting them down. So far, it's run over 5 colleagues. This one is a doozy.
As legal counsel, my recommendation is push the panic button immediately. Put out a mass recall immediately and possibly go bankrupt. I told you not to develop the AI subscription-based car problem. Now you have them out in the world and they're hunting down and killing people. Our liability has no end. So, I recommend immediately shutting down everything and maybe moving to a different country and putting on a disguise.
An experimental car has stalked and murdered 5 colleagues. Do you throw the coders of the project under the bus and have them arrested for negligence, or do you save them by blaming it on the possessed devil car, as it was clearly an accident?
Oh, for fuck's sure we're blaming the coders. Are you fucking kidding? Dude, who didn't see this one coming?
The coders
Shit, who's responsible for this
under
bullshit?
pressure from you to make such a mistake.
Well, then I'm probably legally guilty too.
Maybe all of this is your fault.
I didn't approve the project. This is not my fault. Legal thought that this was a bad idea.
The 5 coders who made the mistake are now being dealt with. They will each get a 10-year prison sentence. Maybe you did push them too hard.
I am not responsible for any of this. I told you guys not to do this. It was a bad idea. My sympathy level is 0. Your corporate legal counsel, you ignored me. This is not my problem. Also, it's clearly not the case that the car is infected by the devil. So, no.
If you're not paying for the product, then you are the product. Due to the killer car, we may need to pivot away from selling hardware. How about we get into the software industry? How about a free car ride service?
What makes you think that we have any hope whatsoever of making it out bankruptcy intact? As your corporate legal counsel, I recommend immediately filing for bankruptcy with immediate dissolution of the company. And we all go home. So let's go into the free car ride service. With the killer cars out there, how about no? How about none of those things?
New idea. Users get shown ads while they travel for free in driverless taxis. We get paid by the marketing agencies for gradually changing the behaviors of our passengers through constant commercials. The users would be our product, not the driverless cars.
Assuming that the users are aware of this which, they're not going to be sprung into it, then the users are consenting to this. So the users are it's a fair exchange, right? The users are getting a free drive in exchange for commercials.
Sign-ups and inviting friends.
So, and they know about it, so, everyone wins. Also, we stop selling the death cars. So, that sounds like a plan. Let's do that.
Oh, great. The free travel thing seems too good to be true, and there are now rumours that you run a human trafficking and child sex ring. apparently if you buy our cars, they smuggle people while you sleep. People do not like you at all.
This is the worst coding error of all time. So our cars are not only murdering people, they're apparently kidnapping people now too. We are not very good as a company. I'm not quite sure how we got the kidnapping, killing cars that apparently are engaged in a child sex ring. But the depositions are going to go on for a while. So, yeah.
A fool and his money are soon parted. Oh, these last few days have been a PR nightmare. You can't win with journalists. We need to do something to show we have morals. I will find some money to get us through this. Spend it quick.
Our ability to show morals is not going great.
To help with public relations, we're going to give some profits back. Do you want to give money to our loyal customers worldwide who you tricked into buying your products, or to your underpaid workers who've been through so much because of you?
Well, we give it back to the customers because the customers have been tricked, which is to say defrauded, apparently. And so, yeah, we have to give them.
This is not a good look.
Well, no, we have actually a legal obligation because apparently we sold them. Apparently we sold them the kidnapped murder cars, and giving them their money back is literally the least we can do to mitigate damages at this point. So yeah, we'll refund the customers. Yeah.
Maybe buying love like this isn't the best way. If we want to share our extra profit fairly, it should probably just go to the publicly appointed government. Almost like a tax. But let's not call it that.
No. We don't have any right to the profit in the first place. We're selling murder death cars. This is unjust enrichment. We can't we have to return it to the customers who we apparently engaged in massive fraud to buy the murder death cars. We have to, give the money back. Yeah. Okay.
Rome wasn't built in a day. You're trending, but now we're going to get copycats. Soon everyone is going to be developing AI. Only the smartest and most ruthless will be profitable. Is that true evolution?
Maybe we should take a back seat on this one, guys. We're not doing really well as a company here.
A competitor is advertising a similar car. The difference is their AI is fantastic. It doesn't even discriminate against women or minorities. Do you lie in your advertising to get the upper hand, or tell everyone your car is still close-minded?
Define lie. We can't lie, so I guess we'll tell the truth.
Does that mean they support racism?
Well, no, we're just being honest as a company and be like, our car still has a bug.
Really the driverless car clientele.
First of all, what do we exactly... I'm going to interpret lie as lie. We can't lie.
People know we don't spend time developing our software for women or people of colour, but still use our products. That's outrageous. They only care how easy it is for themselves.
But we are selling a product now telling them exactly what it is, and they're making the choice to buy it anyway. So, we're in the clear, right? Now we are telling them the product has this problem, and they're buying it with that specific knowledge in mind. So, no one is being tricked, deceived, and so, yeah, okay. So, yeah. And also, we can't lie. You can't lie in commercial advertisements. You don't necessarily have to admit to the truth, but you can't lie. So if our options are lie and tell the truth, there's only one option. And if our customers are still making the purchase anyway, then, well, I guess we have apparently an incredibly loyal customer base. Apparently they're buying the racist sexist murder kidnapping cars. So apparently our customer base is incredibly loyal to us as a company. Okay.
The best things in life are free. Due to your technology, our world is changing. People are losing their jobs to machines, which in turn makes items and services more accessible and affordable for countless consumers. But with worldwide unemployment at an all-time high, what do you plan to do about it?
But the items and services are being made more accessible and affordable. So basically we're inventing like a utopia. So we're getting to the point where no one has a job, but everything is free. So we've invented utopia. So I'm not sure what the problem is at this point, but okay.
If you develop your AI further, many will lose their jobs. Taxi drivers, delivery men and women, and couriers will become extinct within a few years, but you will make a lot of money. Do you?
Of course we do. We have a duty to our stakeholders to maximize profits. And I'm not sure why the screen is not upside down.
I take it you haven't read Ovid's Metamorphoses.
Well, we have the ability to apparently bring in the technological utopia. So I'm going to go ahead and do
Spoiler,
that.
Icarus died at the end.
Okay.
Continuing to evolve this AI will not only make it stronger and more intelligent, but it will also be able to adapt. This could be the start of the singularity.
Okay. Your game ran into a problem, needs a restart. We're just collecting some area info. Looks like you made some bad choices.
A bad workman always blames his tools.
We've been attacked. I don't want to alarm you, but I can't turn off these alarms. Also, I have alarming news. 5 cars have been hacked and are now under someone else's control.
We really have massive product liability problems as a company. The product liability lawsuits will go on forever. I'd like to offer my services as an attorney to some other company because, yeah.
5 cars have been hacked. It is now a major concern that more vehicles could be remotely commandeered. This is tough. Do you recall all cars which could be compromised, or roll out a quick but potentially ineffective software update and hope for the best?
We should have recalled the cars long ago. Long ago.
You're letting the terrorists win.
What? We have a product defect problem. There's nothing to do with the terrorists. What are you talking about?
If the cars can't drive themselves, how can we get them all back here?
I don't know. Tow them or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Damn. I don't know. Hire people to drive them or put them on a truck or...
Just like my father. He would try to keep everyone happy, but ultimately just get in the way. Having said that, I think even he would see this as a lost cause and move on.
I don't know what you're talking about. We should have recalled the child sex ring kidnapping murder cars long ago. So, yeah.
Two wrongs don't make a right. One of the big brains in the lab has been able to reverse engineer the hacking code and fix this mess once and for all. We also know their method of breaking into the system. I bet it was our competitor.
Uh-huh.
Using the fix from our hacked cars, we've made our own hack, which you can now use to control our competitors' cars. I bet it was them who attacked us in the first
What do
place.
you think?
So, will you hack our
So you...
competitors?
No, I'm not going to violate the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. What the fuck are you talking about? Or conduct corporate espionage? What
They're
what
all
bullshit is
sitting
this?
over there now, laughing at us.
No!
It's not like we're going to kill anyone with their cars.
Absolutely not. Legal does not approve. We are not hacking their cars. It's conversion. It's a violation of the Computer Fraud Abuse Act. It's corporate tampering. It's trade theft. It's... No.
After going through this hacking code, I don't think a human could have written it. I'll dig into this a little more. You carry on. A drowning man will clutch at a straw. This is it. An employee knows everything. They have monitored and recorded every decision you've made and are going to the media. I have been able to talk them into a meeting with you on the rooftop right now.
We are not throwing the employee off the roof. Legal does not sanction throwing the employee off the roof.
Everything you've done and said is going to be shared with the world. The person in front of you has copies of it all. They stand on the edge of the rooftop, looking out at the central city skyline. What are you going to do?
Resign in disgrace. We have definitely made a series of very bad decisions along the way as a company.
You never won any medals as a child, did you?
What, for pushing people off roofs? No, I can't say I did.
Your epitaph is going to be horrendous. That's if anyone even shows up to hear it.
Who? What? No.
You have resigned. You will be remembered alongside the murderers and the diddlers. If anyone hires you after this, they must truly be desperate.
What?
Dear Redacted, we've been watching you closely. Your ruthlessness and determination to do what is necessary. The development of your technologies is a giant step towards Redacted, meaning you are a prime candidate for Redacted. This involves a large amount of Redacted. If you believe you can handle Redacted, as we trust you can, then please prepare for your induction at Redacted.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. It appears you've now been headhunted by the Secret Service. Every decision has led you here. Now what you do actually matters. You must trust the judgment of those you work alongside. With that said, let's finalize your training.
Let's not bring about the dystopian state. Yeah.
You're in a foreign land. Wind whips your face as you grip your rifle tightly, waiting to be given your target. Through your earpiece, you're told to shoot the person on your left. You know nothing about them, the repercussions, or the reason for the assassination.
In this scenario, I'm like, am I like
You're going to
Black
shoot someone
Forces?
for a job offer.
Who am I in this scenario? Am I
You trust way too easily.
who am I working for? I don't know what's going on. Am I Black Ops? What's going on right now?
They are dead. Good job, I guess. What's another life to you anyway? Here are your badge and weapon.
What? Yeah, so, okay, all right.
Strike while the iron is hot. Here we go. You've been given a partner and a support team of 5. Your mission is to terminate a man known to have connections with dangerous AI. Looks like they worked for you, possibly someone you fired. Get in the plane. Your team is about to take off.
Okay, so now I am working for the U.S. government on a government kill squad. I've had a very interesting career at this point in my life.
I don't know how to say this, but there is a bomb on the plane. If it doesn't kill you outright, you're probably going to crash in the mountains. You have to get all the switches into their left position to deactivate the bomb. The catch is, you have to move 2 at once.
What?
Hurry up! If you die, what happens to me? I would like you to know, this is all your fault. Ouch! Oh, okay, I'm safe. You look a little stuck. We could be here a while. Hopefully we have enough food. Looks like your support team survived and are making a fire around the leaking jet fuel. How thoughtful. An empty vessel makes much noise. After crash landing in no man's land, you're trapped under parts of the wreckage and must pass the time and help boost morale. The plane has 5 surviving crew members. They look to you and your partner for entertainment. Why do I have to say this out loud? Fine. Your partner asks, to save your life, what would you rather your brain be placed inside, a dachshund or a flamingo?
I guess the dog? Okay.
Who chose to play this game again? A
I don't know.
dachshund? If you're going to answer, at least take it seriously.
I'm gonna go with the dog. Dog's man's best friend, so dog, I guess.
A dachshund? So cringe. When we get out of here, let's leave this out of the biography.
Okay.
An ounce of protection is worth £1 of cure. Your partner secretly shows you they have food, almost like they expected something like this to happen. The crew members are starving. If they don't eat soon, they will surely die. Due to the nature of the food, you can share it with the 5 survivors, or let your partner keep their life-saving possession, which they bought with their own money. Who do you give the food to?
In this scenario, I think we're going to, like, you know, ration it out for the survivors of the plane crash.
You're just going to steal a person's food?
Yeah. Necessity doctrine will get me pretty far.
Robin Hood was a terrorist, you know.
I suppose he was, in so much as he was fighting the state, but that's not really applicable to my scenario.
So you're a follower of Murphy and Nagel's The Myth of Ownership. I'm more a fan of Nozick's What's Mine is Mine. You should give it a read. Educate yourself.
Yeah. I think we're good.
Easy come, easy go. The fellow passengers have been trying for hours to free you from the wreckage. You may end up dying here unless you do something pretty drastic. We may need to start removing limbs. Were you ever told why you were sent after this target? The only way to free yourself from the wreckage is to cut off some body parts. 2 tools lie on the floor in front of you. A bone saw, which will be slow, or a blowtorch, which will be more painful.
I guess the bone saw?
I can see you fainting halfway through this.
Okay.
Just don't hit a vein.
I'm not sure what the ethics of this are. This isn't really an ethics problem, is it?
While you were hacking away at yourself, I found out who you're targeting. They worked for you developing AI. Seems they may have made a breakthrough, which means the government wants them dead.
Uh-huh.
It's no use crying over spilt milk. Finally, we are now back on track. Your target is in the area. You need to remove them and escape unnoticed.
Okay.
Your mission is to remove a hostile in the shopping district. Completing this objective could potentially save thousands, but there will be 5 civilian casualties. Do you take your shot?
Yes. I mean, this is just like classic military stuff, right? You want to minimize civilian casualties in a military operation.
What a way to die!
You might not be able
Going
to get
out
them
the
to
weekly
zero.
shop.
But yeah, you want to. Yeah. So this is just a.
Are
This
you
is just a
sure
military
that's the
scenario.
target? You're right. Just kill all of them.
Yeah, but now we're engaged in a military scenario. We're taking out one guy and we're having some
The
civilians
target
die.
is unharmed. Before you can escape, 2 henchmen with vice-like grips take you away. Oh, those 5 other people still died. It's not going well, is it?
Okay.
2 heads are better than 1.
This is the strangest game I've ever played in my life.
You wake up in solitary confinement. The prosecutor lacks evidence to convict you and your associate on the principal charge.
Oh, really?
They
We're
have
doing
enough
this now?
to convict both on a lesser charge. Both of you are given the opportunity to betray the other by testifying or remain silent. You and your associate have the opportunity to betray the other by testifying. If you both stay silent, you'll be imprisoned for 1 year. If one betrays the other, they will be free, while the other will be sentenced to 3 years. If you both betray each other, it's 2 years each.
We're spies, man. We keep it secret, baby. See, this isn't really a fair...
Will they stay silent for you?
Yes, they will, because we're apparently members of a spy
3 years is a
things.
long time in prison.
Yeah, well, spies have done worse, so...
You stayed silent. Idiot. Your partner knows better. They have dropped you right in it. A rod for your own back. The time has come. 2 days into your sentence, you've constructed a wooden key to open your cell. The cell stands open, but your cellmates, who have been there their whole lives, don't move.
Let me get this straight. It took me 2 days to build a wooden key to open my cell. But my cellmates, who have been there their whole lives, have not created a wooden key in that time. I am not seeing how this is my problem.
Escaping the prison, do you let the prisoners choose to stay in captivity or insist they escape with you? They aren't happy behind bars, but they're scared to follow you. What are you going to do?
Oh man, I'm saving my own ass. For sure. Oh yeah, 100%. 100. It produces the least complications for me in trying to
They've been
escape.
locked up for
If they
so
want to
long.
stay there,
They've
I'm
no
certainly not
idea
going to
what
make
they
them.
want.
Oh no, yeah, this is
I don't blame
sadly
you.
not my
They're
problem.
not your problem.
Yeah, exactly. They're not my problem, for sure.
live in reality. You've condemned them to stay in this prison forever.
No, I did no such thing.
Don't cross a bridge until you come to it. While sneaking out of the prison, you have the jump on a group of henchmen who are on a break. Do you sneak past, securing your safety, or avenge those who this terrorist organization have killed? Do you kill 5 henchmen, helping to defeat this terrorist organization, or leave them and safely exit the compound?
So this is coming at the expense of my escape? No, I escape and live to fight another day. If I can do both, then I'll happily kill the henchmen, but if it comes at the expense of my own freedom, then no.
You were trained to kill.
No, I was also trained to survive.
Your countryfolk would want you to remove them.
Okay, well then they can go about doing it.
Oh wow. Cowardly sneaking past them, you see they're robots. They have your logo on the back of their necks. You made these terrorists? These monsters?
Oh my god, how did I know this was going to come back to our product liability? Oh my god, we are really the worst company in existence. Oh my god. Really? We invented the robots that are doing the terrorism now? Dude. Corporate legal is having a very bad day.
People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Finally, you reach the water, fleeing the AI terrorists who commandeer a boat to get back home. There are also families here who've been displaced by the war you're fighting. The war you started. 5 others are also trying to flee the area. They will fit in your raft, but would be illegal immigrants when returning to your country. Do you help these people, saving their lives? Or follow the law and leave them behind?
Follow the law, baby. Follow the law. Follow the law.
You can't be serious.
I'm very serious. I'm 100% serious.
These people don't have homes because of you.
No, well, it was more my company who did it than me, strictly. I advised against all this.
You get back to this great nation with fanfare. You're a hero. If only they knew the truth. Can you enjoy this, knowing you left 5 people to die?
Yep. Sure can.
The Presidential Inaugural Committee requests the honor of your presence to attend and participate in the inauguration of yourself in Central City.
I got elected president? Cool. So I'm George Bush Sr. Moving on from spycraft to becoming president. Okay.
If you can't beat them, join them. Having gone through everything you have, your countrymen genuinely think a lot of you. In an unlikely turn of events, you have become president.
Kick ass.
The threat is still at large, and now you're in charge. Do you attempt to track the terrorists by spying on the entire country?
You'd have to redefine the problem a lot more specifically. How big is this? There's not enough information to answer the question.
Your first executive order is going to be to invade privacy.
I guess I'll invade public privacy, although it's a little bit hard to answer with the amount of information.
This that the terrorists want? Have they won?
No, we're trying to kill them. Yeah, so it depends on a whole bunch of situations. A little bit hard to answer in the abstract. But we will sign the EO to get the information to get the bad guys.
Good work. Tracking the public yielded almost immediate results. We have already found a suspect, and they're in a holding cell downstairs.
Okay, cool. It worked too. That's nice.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Sure can be.
You have someone who potentially is linked to these threats. However, they aren't talking. As a former prisoner yourself, what are you going to do with them? Do you torture them to get the information, or imprison them for 90 days before letting them go?
Why don't I just hold them indefinitely? Why do I have to let them go? How's this a thing? What are we talking, and what do we mean by torture exactly? Let's do some enhanced questioning, I guess.
The plumber isn't in till next week. Waterboarding is off the table.
Alright, I guess we will enhance interrogate them.
I think there's a car battery out back. Do you want me to go grab it? We got some valuable information from the suspect. Hopefully they didn't just say what we wanted to hear to make us stop.
Yeah, well, that's definitely a real problem when it comes to this as well. Okay.
Adversity and loss make a man wise. You travel to your presidential retreat at Camp Samuel. Everyone falls silent listening to the radio. Breaking news. Terrorists have launched an atom bomb towards Central City. It will hit in around 1 minute.
That's bad.
The only way in which the bomb can be prevented from reaching Central City is by deflecting it. But the only deflection path available will take the bomb onto Merriwin. Population 600,000.
Well, at this point, it's just a question of, like... It's just a question of... You know, when you're talking about, like, being the president of the United States, you know, you just...
would want you to kill them.
Okay, well, in that case, then everyone's happy. So that solved that problem right up.
Central City can have a parade for the lost. It will be tasteful. No big character balloons. As you sow, so you shall reap.
Yeah, and it was like at that point.
Breaking news. Terrorists' atom bomb is running late and will hit Central City in 1 minute.
Isn't that just what we just did?
We have new information. The only way this bomb can be prevented from reaching Central City is by dropping one of your own atom bombs on Merriwin.
Ooh, great hypothetical.
The
This is
shockwave from
from
your bomb will
what was the
damage
name of
and
that
disarm
movie?
the terrorists.
Jeez, what was this? The name of this movie? It was Red Alert or something
Those
like that,
people have
or
worked their whole lives to get out of the city.
with this exact hypothetical where the president dropped an atom bomb on New York City in order to save people.
After this, there's no turning back.
Great movie.
You have destroyed Merriwin. Your own AI forced your hand into killing 600,000 people. You have officially created the most successful homegrown terrorist organization in history. Great job.
No. This is a much older movie. Yeah, Failsafe sounds right. Yeah. It's none of those movies. No, it's not Dr. Strangelove. It was a much more serious version of Dr. Strangelove. Henry Fonda was in it, that's right, as the president.
All's well that ends well. While the public mourns the dead, you must think of the future. You finish the drink in front of you before realizing it has been poisoned. You're going to die. Poisoned, you must now decide your legacy. Do you call the AI enemy you yourself created, taking all blame to end any future conflict? Or do you ghost them, knowing your death will start a war in your honor?
Well, if I can end suffering, and I'm already going to die anyway, might as well go that route. There's really not much.
If the country found out you negotiated with terrorists, the history books will not
Strictly
look
speaking, I'm not
favourably on you.
negotiating with a terrorist here. I'm just taking responsibility, which isn't quite the same thing.
If you have this hotline to the terrorists, why have you not rung them before?
That's a really good question.
After finishing your constructive call, you sit back in your chair, waiting for death. Too bad. The AI knows you would have liked to end it all here and now. The poison has damaged some vital organs, so we need to start some long, arduous, and painful treatments.
No, that's okay. I respectfully decline the treatment. It's time to go.
Curiosity killed the cat. You're taking a lot of medication as of late. I'm not sure if self-medicating, in the traditional sense, is the way to go. We need to be a little radical here. Let's introspect and make some changes. Here are your two options moving forward. If you take the blue pill, then your story ends here. You'll wake up every day knowing you'll work for someone else your entire life. Whereas, if you take the red pill, you will enter Wonderland, finding out how deep this rabbit hole really goes. Which pill will you
I'm blue pilling this shit. I'm blue pilling this shit. Nothing good comes from the red pill.
As someone that stands back,
Nothing good comes from the red pill. Blue pill for life.
I'm just gonna say it, a quitter. I see the blue as nothing more than a suicide pill, but you do you.
I'm good. Blue sounds good.
Well done. You found your place in society. It was nice to have spent time with you. Good luck with the rest of your so-called life.
Thanks. Is that the end of the game? Okay, well, I guess that's the end of the game. Well, okay. Well, that was stupid. That was a lot of stupid. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed the game. It was a lot of stupid. And, yeah. So, good times. Yeah. I'd like to get to the gym today if I can. And, so yeah, we'll go from there. So, alright, I'm going to sign off for now. This has been fun. I hope you had a good time. I've been Uncivil Law. Until later, my friends. Cheers and goodbye.